Well, welcome to another episode of Take Your Shoes Off. I'm going back on tour, the Ricky's on the Loose tour, starting in August. I have about 18 shows up on my site now, but I'm adding a whole bunch more cities. And if you want to find out if I'm coming to a city near you, just go to my site, punchup.live/Rick Glassman. There's a link in the description. Sign up for my email list. If I'm going to be doing a show within 50 miles of your city, I'm going to let you know. And you could buy some tickets if you want to come. This is one of those episodes where I don't know the guest personally, but I know of his work. We met once, years ago, I think 2011. It was a set that I did for 10 minutes where I spoke gibberish the entire time. I have so little stand-up of mine posted. By design, I don't really post my stand-up other than like crowd work stuff or fake crowd work stuff. Hello?
Hey man, it's Brett. I think I'm here.
Welcome to the Take Your Shoes Off Palace, my friend.
I love it.
You're gonna be on the couch,
Okay.
and I'm gonna frame you up.
Groovy.
Can I get you anything? Water? It looks like you got something.
I'll have water. Yeah, that's great.
Alvin, go get him a water.
Go get me a water, Alvin. Hi, buddy.
No. I have a bit of OCD. We gotta stay on the blanket.
Okay, cool. Is he full Chihuahua?
He's pug Chihuahua.
He's pug Chihuahua.
Yeah, his dad is a pug and his mom is Jewish, actually.
Oh, okay. Cool. Perfect.
Let's get this over with.
Scoot doo, blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh yeah!
You know, I say that every now and then. I've said it maybe 8 times.
Let's get this over with.
Yeah, and I've noticed something because
Yeah.
after the last time I said it, I thought maybe I won't say that anymore, because, and here's why:
Yeah.
a couple of people thought I was being serious, and their feelings got hurt, but they didn't tell me, and I noticed the energy got a little low for a few minutes until I asked about it.
People never tell you when their feelings get hurt.
I do.
I knew that was a joke when you said that. Or I took it as because you make me feel safe.
Oh.
When I saw you.
What'd I do?
I think that you like resemble some you immediately put yourself there, you know.
I thought you were going to say I resemble somebody like that you grew up with.
No, thankfully you don't. No. No, I mean, I guess in a way.
That hurt
Yeah,
my
I mean,
feelings.
no. Wait, why?
I was joking.
No, I didn't like most of the people that I grew up with.
Yeah, I was just kidding. Also, are we covering your face with that microphone a little bit? Go down.
Are
here.
we?
Yeah, go like this.
Okay, let's go down.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah.
No, I like that you immediately were like, don't put your phone on my couch. And like, I don't know, all of that stuff, it makes me feel safe because I always am going to think that I'm the most neurotic person in the room. And I'm not saying that you're more neurotic than me because I don't know you well enough to make that assessment. And, I would never say that. That would be insane to say after only like knowing you for like 2 minutes. But, yeah, you saying that, that's fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's an
You
observation
immediately
that I made.
disarmed me. About me?
No, about what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And not specifically, but right now, the joke of let's get this over with, or are you joking or not? Now, I think men and women are exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those guys. I think we're all exactly the same.
I think so. Yeah. I mean,
Except-
sometimes I doubt, but like, yeah.
But women doubt too.
Of course women doubt too.
But that's interesting. Your mind works exactly like a woman's.
Yeah. Right.
The only difference is when I say, let's get this over with, women go, their feelings get hurt and they don't tell me. And men go, that's the man, that's the guy. I'm having
that's funny.
Good ass time.
I think that my wife would laugh at that joke.
Well, your wife is probably married to a man.
Yes, she is.
Right. Because if you're married to a man, then you get it.
Okay. Yeah. But I feel like I know like some lesbians though who would think that was funny.
Get one on the phone. Call them up. Say, I have to ask you something. And then say, let's get this over with.
I mean, I think some of them are probably people that you would, enjoy having on your podcast probably.
I've been wanting to get more lesbians on this show.
Yeah. No, I know. My publicist told me that, which was... And
it's fine, but
you're really getting it out there is what I mean. And
I just feel like
maybe
if I tell a publicist something, they don't need to tell all their people.
I know, but they do. You can't trust them. They're gonna tell everybody.
The female publicists.
Huh?
The female publicists.
Yeah. And they were offended by you saying that
Oh boy.
when you told them that you wanted.
What else did they tell you?
You're saying the big reason I want lesbians on is to test this joke to see.
Well, I asked them
what
if
I
they can't
say.
get me a lesbian, could they have me a guest that's dressing like one? So that they suggested you.
Well, exactly.
If I
This
said,
is very lesbian right now.
it's a very
That's-
lesbian. You're dressed like what a casting and wardrobe and people that are all straight
Yeah.
would dress a lesbian in 2004.
Right. Exactly.
That's how a lesbian
a
they think.
homophobic costume designer
Yeah.
would dress a lesbian in 2004 this way, a character who's playing a lesbian in 2004 this way. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I wanted to give you this look. Well, I mean, it's because my publicists, they told me what you were feeling, so I wanted to give you as much of that as I can.
So I made a joke to you outside when I saw you. I said, I almost wore the same thing.
Right.
Now, did that disarm you? Or did that...
No, people always. I know how that I dress in a loud way in one way or another. That I always like make a little bit of a statement with how I dress.
How would you explain
So
to
I
the people-
either what?
Sorry, I'm going to cut you off a whole bunch.
No,
For the
of
people
course.
that are
It's fine. I'll cut you
it's
off
my
too.
turn. It's my turn.
No,
For the
okay.
people, go ahead. Listen. For the audio only people, how would you describe your outfit?
Right now, I'm wearing this pretty tight midriff with the sleeves cut off T-shirt that says "Baby Girl" with Aaliyah on it, and behind her is the Tommy Hilfiger insignia. And then I'm wearing very short Daisy Dukes that I actually wore in season 3 of Stranger Things.
Shout out to Stranger Things season 3, available on Netflix now.
Absolutely.
That's what you're here to plug, season 3.
Yeah. It's one of the best seasons of television.
Truly. 5's about to come out, right?
5's going to come out. Not sure exactly when, but
Will
sooner
it come out
rather than
before
later,
you?
hopefully.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. This is where we put in some of the commercials that pays for some of this stuff.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/TYSO50OFF and use code TYSO50OFF to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code TYSO50OFF at factormeals.com/TYSO50OFF for 50% off plus free shipping. Factormeals.com/TYSO50OFF. Are you interested in finding a safe, easy, and fast way to send and receive money from your friends? I'm talking Cash App. For real, there is no catch. Just download Cash App and sign up. Use our exclusive referral code, TYSO10, in your profile. Send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you'll get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Do you like this podcast? Nice. Do you want to see it live? Because we are live a week from Friday. That's June 20th at 7:30 p.m. at the Dynasty Typewriter in Los Angeles. If you want to come, ticket link is in the description. Go to punchup.live/Rick Glassman. And if you're not in LA, you could stream it. When you go to the ticket site, you have the option of buying in-person ticket or streaming ticket. And if you are a Patreon member, the streaming ticket is half the price. Also, if you're a Patreon member, we will post it free within a week of it coming out. So if you want to watch it live, get the tickets. If you don't care about watching live and you're a Patreon member, you'll get it anyway and no extra cost to you. And all the other live episodes are already up there with Lisa Gilroy, with Chelsea Peretti, with Brent Morin, with Adam Ray. And also the Rickies on the Loose tour is coming back starting in August. I will be in Grand Rapids, Michigan, Dana Beach, Florida, North Charleston, South Carolina, Detroit, Michigan, Georgia, North Carolina, Toronto, Ontario, Buffalo, New York, Las Vegas, Nevada. More cities coming up. Go to punchup.live/Rick Glassman to get tickets or to sign up for my mailing list so I could email you. If you are going to be within 50 miles of a city I'm coming to, I'll let you know. Back to the episode.
Absolutely.
We'll come right back in
Yeah.
6,
No, totally.
5,
Totally.
4,
3, 2, 1.
And we're back. So you were telling me about coming out, season 5?
Yeah. Not sure when it's coming out.
Really?
Yeah. Really? Don't know. But I'm excited for it. I think people are going to like it. I'm very grateful to be a part of that show.
Great show.
I love the show. I love it. I loved it before I was in it.
Were you not in season 1?
No. Then I called my agent, and it's
Let me hear what that call sounded
one of
like.
those few times where you go, "Hey, I just saw Stranger Things. I just watched it. It's amazing. Wow. I got to be in season 2. And it's one of those few times where I've said that to an agent and it happened.
Do you think it happened because you said it?
Maybe. I might have manifested it, but I don't know how much I believe in that. I think I do.
Manifesting?
I guess. I don't know. I mean, I try to.
Because it seems like you're woman-affesting. That's not even a joke I wanted to make, but we had established this kind of the physics of this conversation.
I'm woman-affesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. I'm down to call it that.
Do you ever use these?
Yeah, sometimes. Do you want me to use them?
I want you to use them, and I'll tell you why.
Why? Because I'm insanely loud right now? What? Are you not hearing me? Oh, they're right here. Okay. Oh, because you want to be able to whisper to me. I get it. Okay.
Suggestion for you. You don't have to. It's mono, so the L and R don't matter. It might be nicer for you to have the wire on the other side.
Wow. You really?
Now, who's more neurotic?
But no, you're making it serve both of us, which I appreciate deeply.
Really?
Yeah. Are you really? I mean, I'm sure I'm not the first person, but I mean, you're impressed, right? That I'm being so loving to your dog.
The dog.
And that your dog loves me so much.
I'm telling you, not only does he never sit with anybody, he a lot of times won't even be in the room when people hear it. That's crazy.
Really? Is that true? Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. This dog loves everybody. Thank you. Thank you. It is Monday, and I do need that. I do need that lie.
Also,
I do
but the
need
way
that.
he is sitting on you is, for the audio only people, would you explain?
He's like my lover. He's splayed across my thigh. And now he's on his back, sort of, as much as he can get on his back without probably he doesn't want to fully get on his back because it'll hurt his spine a little. It's just going to be too much of a bend. So this way he can get I can get full tummy access.
FTA.
And he doesn't have to crook his spine.
Can you say that?
What? Full tummy access?
No, his spine, what you said?
Crook?
Is that a slur?
Is it?
I think.
Is it a slur?
Isn't that a derogatory term for black people?
Oh, I don't think so, but
I'll bleep
if it is.
I'll bleep it so everyone thinks you said the N-word. Don't worry.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
Let's get this over with.
No, that's good. That's what I need. That's definitely what I need right now, is for that to get out there, that I said that on this podcast.
Come on, how loving
The
is he?
worst word of all time. I mean, he is unbelievable. You're a little magic person. You're a little magic.
Do you know that we've met once before?
Yeah, we have met.
How would you know that? There's no way you remember, unless we've met more than this one time that I'm thinking of.
When did we meet? I don't remember when we met, but I remember that we met.
Okay. Really?
You seem very familiar to me.
Well, you probably, maybe you recognize me with my glasses off.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's all come back to me.
That's a little bit I do for children.
No, it was in a bathhouse.
I
In
don't
the
imagine.
classic sense.
You may have seen me on something like on your Instagram feed or something, but I can't imagine you'll remember this.
Okay.
It was 2011 in the Belly Room at the Comedy Store.
Yes.
No.
Yes, I do.
How
and
could
we
you
were in
remember
the
that?
green room because it's the one time I've performed at the Comedy Store, if you want to call that performing. And,
Really?
and you were in the
That was
back,
the only time
and
you've
you
been
were
there?
in the green room. Did you have longer hair?
Probably.
Okay. Okay.
It was just like this.
Okay, good. Yeah.
It wasn't like
It was
crazy.
Yeah.
It wasn't like this.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. No, I do remember.
Impressive.
Yeah, because you
Made you feel safe.
did. You did make me feel safe. Actually, you're making me feel safer now than you did then.
Well, I've
But
gotten better.
I was much more nervous then. I was like, oh my God, I'm performing in the fucking Belly Room. This is crazy. Because at that time too, I was like, oh, I don't work at the clubs. And I think I was saying that as a justification that I didn't have like a written act. So I was like kind of going up and winging it a little bit, which you could no, I mean, people in the clubs do that, but I didn't. But in the alt rooms, you could be terrible, and everybody could like snap their fingers at like you being terrible, like because you knew you were being terrible. But you can't do that in the clubs. In the clubs, you can admit that you're terrible and then riff about that and make fun of that and then get the audience back. But in the alt rooms, at least when I was, back then.
Before Stranger Things.
Yeah, I think it was before Stranger Things. You could do that and just be like, oh yeah, man. Oh my God, that's so fucking bad. Oh yes.
It sounds like you're doing lazy dirty talk.
It's my favorite type of dirty
You're
talk.
so bad. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
You're
gonna come so hard. Can we get this over with?
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying?
Yes. I actually have the set from that show that I did on tape.
You do.
And it was...
How did you feel about it?
It was 10 minutes of me literally saying gibberish. So like,
Oh,
you're
really?
like, oh, you can't say things.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Like you get there and you realize all you need to get 2 hours to get on what the end this tall. It's stupid to do. So you get sometimes you go and you get some ego. You go and it won't be. It doesn't matter where you come from as long as you go and you know where you've been. So it's so funny because I go with my little cousin. He's like, different sounds, different genres of play. You could go noir. You could go into mystery. So he doesn't know why I'm even wanting to go. He's like, could you close that? Close the door? Could you close the door? No. Push it. Fucking push it. Because if you're not gonna push it, guess what? I got 10 people I know now that will push it. And I'm not saying I don't want them to make it and I want it to you and I'm giving you the key. But yeah, if I have to live in a place where people know how to push it and to live a better life, to sacrifice some of the success of some of my friends who are already pushing it for a world of no fighting, no bigotry, there's no way to even fight the Constitution on that. Do it. Because if you won't, he will. You guys should check out my website.
Oh man. Oh my God. But I got over that though, because during the strike I was performing at the Improv a lot. I was doing a lot of sets at the Improv.
Which strike?
The actor and writer and
I was being serious.
strike.
Wasn't there 2 strikes since then? No, the first one was before that. There was the one in 2010-ish, wasn't there?
No, I mean the last one. I mean the last strike. I was performing
Fingers
at the
crossed
Improv
it's
a
the
lot.
last one.
I mean, well, the last one that happened.
Right.
Yeah.
When the world
and
changed.
I was, it did change a lot from that. That was, there was a lot of changes, big events since then. Yeah. So I did that and I was killing a lot at the Improv and doing like crazy shit and doing my stuff. So
How come I don't ever see you doing
very
stand-up around
healing.
town?
That was healing. Because I'm back to like, I don't feel like I have the material right now. And I don't know if like that grind is for me. I don't know if like,
The second part of that makes sense. The first part doesn't.
Yeah.
If it's not for you, then that's not for you. If you don't have material, it's because you're not doing it.
Right. Exactly. I think about it all the time though. I think about like, oh, I should, go back.
Do you think if you weren't working as
around.
consistently as you are as an actor, you would maybe want to do it more?
Maybe. Like if I mean, and to be honest, since Stranger Things wrapped, work is slow. Work's a little slower than I remember it. And so, yeah, that's always an option. And I do want to perform live, but I think maybe it's like about developing like a whole live show that I put up, that is rather than doing.
Do you want to start by me
10 minutes here, 10 minutes there?
By me going on Instagram Live and you doing a couple minutes on the podcast?
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say yes, don't I? Don't I have to say yes?
No, there's a new rule of improv, my friend. And I'm one of the.
It's a funny thing too. It's like with my stand up, I'll fucking drive it into the ground. See, if I'm like doing improv, it's always like be funny, be funny, be funny. And you know, and I go towards that. Not that I like shy away from being dark or shocking, but with stand up, I think there is a defense mechanism for me where I'll just be like, you know what? I'm just going to fucking drive this into the ground and disturb the fuck out of the audience right now when it's really like it's not really, it's sort of like a crutch.
Well, it's easier to fail on your own terms.
Yeah.
I started with that. That's why I was doing gibberish for 10 minutes.
Exactly.
If you're not going to understand me, let it be because of me. But yeah, I do think that's a defense. And like,
you have more of an ease to you now than you did back then.
You can't possibly know that.
No, I remember you. Okay, I'm going to be honest. You weren't disarming in the green room. You weren't. You were like boom, 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 boom.
We cut to just me being like, "Hey, you fucking piece of shit! You fucking piece of shit! Oh,
No,
you got a little beard? You got a little fucking beard? You'll never come back to the Comedy Store again."
Yeah.
I am sorry.
No, I remember like being back there with you, and I don't remember anybody else who was back there. I only remember you.
Brent Morin and John. No, I don't know if. Yeah, Brent Morin and John DeWalt were there. You don't maybe not know who those people are, but I do know that because I remember John was there, and I know Brent was there too because in that video I could hear him laughing. He was holding the camera. But you remember me? I must have been. Was I bullying you?
Were you bullying me?
Yeah. How was I?
I don't know if you were bullying me. No.
Good. I'm not really a bully.
I don't think so. I don't think I would have let you bully me.
Okay.
Not to say I would have been like, fuck you, dude.
No, because
but I might have been just
skull.
like, who would win in a fight between me and you? What do you think?
We don't know each other well enough, but I used to fight.
Used to be a fighter.
Yeah.
Okay, so you probably would win.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I've seldom fought.
Yeah, I've gotten into a fair amount of fights.
Yeah. Would you win them most of them?
I mean, this is going to sound really corny.
Yeah.
But even if I knock the other guy out and I walk away without a scratch, we both lose in a fight.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And I think that's a powerful message to be.
Normally, I want fights to be as
whole
short as
audience
possible. Thank you, by the way. So that's why I would just knock him out in one hit.
But in season 4,
Which is out now, by the way.
Did you ever do that?
Knock somebody out in one hit?
Yeah.
One time. And I've gotten in a fight
You could have killed them.
No.
They could have died.
Nope.
No?
No, I was too young. I was 13 years old.
But you knock somebody out.
My brother.
Gulp, 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 gulp.
He's just also a little dramatic.
Gulp.
Yeah.
It was the first time I ever hit somebody. It was me hitting my brother back.
Yeah.
He used to beat me up quite a bit.
Uh-huh.
And
okay.
And my parents would always be like, hit him back. And then for about a year, I got bigger than my brother, like taller, same height or taller than my brother.
Your brother's older.
No, he's 6 years younger than me.
Oh wow.
And, no, he's older than me. He was 2.5 years older than me then. Now we're around the same age.
Okay.
But it was right before my bar mitzvah, and we were I remember where we were, and I hit him back, and he fell into the wall and knocked the pictures down there on the wall. And I remember, at least the way I'm remembering it is like a cartoon, he slid down the wall, and then he was just on the ground, and I ran out of the room, and my mom and my grandma, who lived in California at the time, was in town. They were in the living room, and I ran in and I was crying, and I said, I just hit Matt, and my mom said, I don't know how to, was it my mom or my dad later? Somebody said good or I don't know, whatever it was. Like I was crying, and in the bar mitzvah pictures, my brother has a black guy in it.
Wow.
Anyway, we could trim
tough.
that. We could trim
That's
that.
Pretty
trim
tough.
that story down.
No, I want you to. I think it should be lengthened.
Sure.
I think stretch it out.
Yeah, I guess just make the story 90% speed, so it talks a little bit.
No,
like
well,
this.
you can keep because I have a lot of reaction shots, so there can be a lot of like long silences.
I didn't notice that you were giving those. Yeah, that might make the story better.
I think that your brother learned a valuable lesson.
Yeah,
to not fuck with his brother around a family event where there's going to be pictures, and he's going to have to see his mistake and his humiliation for all time.
I don't think he was humiliated.
No, probably not. He probably felt cool with that black guy. Having a black guy is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, it's a crook eye.
Right. Yeah.
So Stranger Things season 5 before Grand Theft Auto 6, huh? Rick.
Did you say, huh? Did you see me? Why are you saying that? Grand Theft Auto 6.
Because that's a
Because
thing that
everybody thinks that like I'm Trevor. They think I should play Trevor.
Oh no, I don't even know any. I've never played Grand Theft
Oh,
Auto.
okay.
It's a big meme.
Never
of
mind.
Like,
Yeah. What's the big meme?
blah 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 before Grand Theft Auto 6.
Oh, really?
It's been doing that for years.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna get like Stranger Things 5 before Grand Theft Auto 6.
Oh, right. Is Grand Theft Auto 6? I think it is coming out soon, though, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
I can find
We're not
out.
going on info. We're going on the power of the culture of the meme.
Is there a Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out? Not before Stranger Things Season 5. Interesting. Grand Theft Auto release date is confirmed Tuesday, May 26th, 2026. 52626.
I think that, I think Stranger Things will probably come out before then. I don't know the release date, but...
Do you get recognized more from Stranger Things or from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles remake? What's it called?
Wait, what? Are you talking about Due Date?
Due Date.
That's Zach.
Yeah, but you're in
You're
it.
fucking with me, right?
Aren't you in it?
No.
What's the movie that you're in? No.
The Other Guys?
Is it The Other Guys where you play, you're the husband and you're just...
Yeah,
it is
that's The Other
Gotcha.
Guys with Will Ferrell
Yeah.
and Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, I knew you were in The Other Guys, but I didn't know that
That's
was
a good
part.
question. That's a good question. I think Stranger Things. Because like I get recognized in for Stranger Things like in like Italy, What
are you doing
in like
in Italy?
foreign countries. When I travel. I got married in Italy last June.
Congratulations.
Honeymooned in Italy. Thank you.
And you have a podcast with your new bride, is that correct?
I do.
What's it called?
Neurotica.
Neurotica.
Yeah.
It's kind of like sexual but Jewish.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that a combination of the two of you, or is that just you?
No, it's both of us.
Because you're very sexual and Jewish.
Yeah, no, and so is she. So, it's that. It's like sort of no boundaries discussions about us and our relationships. A lot of arguments, but they're funny. If you're Jewish, you really think it's funny.
And if you're not,
I think sometimes Gentiles probably are made to feel uncomfortable because we're just used to arguing.
Mm-hmm.
We're more used to arguing.
I have a friend.
Don't you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a friend, Texas, Christian, didn't know a Jewish person until he went to college.
Uh-huh.
Who was curious about why I talk about farting in my bowels so much, and he didn't understand. And I said what he thought was a joke, which was I grew up in a Jewish family, and he didn't understand what that meant.
Yeah.
And it's very, very true. When you're Jewish or disgusting, not that they're mutually exclusive,
Right.
but you talk about your bowels, you argue, you're loud,
Yeah.
and you feel safe and comfortable in that.
You talk about everything when you're Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
You talk
have
about
to.
everything. You have to. You got to get it out. You
I think
got to
of-
get it out.
Yes.
Or else it just like stays in you. It's how we stay healthy. It's also we're genetically traumatized. So we have to speak it. We have to communicate it in one way or another.
My grandfather used to say, it's better to belch and bear the shame than not to belch and bear the pain. And I feel that way about any complaint I have.
Exactly.
If I'm hot and I don't tell everyone, it's hot, I'm hot.
Yeah.
Then
you're keeping that in. And who knows what that's doing to
thank you. I'm hot. It's fucking hot.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I feel a little cooler now.
Exactly.
You know?
Or at least you feel less stressed about the heat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole thing. That goes back to making the audience hate you.
Well,
That's a different thing. That's self-sabotage. To a certain degree, but is it also artistic experimentation? I think it depends.
it depends on the intention.
it depends,
Are you
yeah.
experimenting or are you doing what you're comfortable with? And I think
Right.
with art, if you're doing what you're comfortable with, that's fine if that's what you want to do, but not because you don't want to be uncomfortable.
Right.
And sometimes we might choose to make the audience uncomfortable to avoid our own discomfort.
Yeah, exactly. And like avoid really trying.
Yeah.
Because you and I are very funny. So we should be funny, right?
If we're getting philosophical, which we're not, but I'm going to go that route.
Yeah.
I've said this on my podcast before. It's a realization I made within the past couple of years. I do believe I'm funny. I don't want to believe that's my job. I think the thing that I'm supposed to be, I think that we are supposed to be, but putting this on myself, is being present. And I think that when we are present, we shine with whatever our thing is. Mine is humor. It seems like yours is as well.
Yeah.
But like needing to be funny is a lot of pressure that I just don't.
I don't always need to be funny.
I'm talking about as a performer though, on stage.
Yeah.
Like if you're on stage feeling like, well, I need to be funny.
Right.
But you actually cross over to doing a lot of drama stuff. But
Yeah.
even in your drama stuff, there's a silliness to you.
I mean, there's an extremeness to me,
Yeah.
I would say.
Is that a choice or is that just what you have to give?
I don't know. Chicken and the egg type of situation, I
I
think.
hate that one. The egg came first. It did.
Yeah.
100%.
It did. It definitely did.
Whatever.
I'm not like using it literally.
Oh, okay. So you understand why the egg came first?
Of course.
Okay.
But, well, no, I don't scientifically understand how just an egg appeared.
Okay. Would you like me to tell you?
Yeah.
I don't have to. I don't want to.
Don't make it too long, but yeah, tell me.
I can do it in under 30 seconds.
Okay.
Before a chicken was a chicken, it was something else that mutated into a chicken. Same page?
Yes, absolutely.
So let's call that thing that whatever it was that mutated from a chicken, we'll call it a wigwam.
Yeah.
This was way before Indians had wigwams.
Right.
Wigwam lays an egg, but that egg mutated into something that's not a wigwam. It's what we now know as a chicken.
Right. So it started out as that egg.
Thank you.
This episode is sponsored by Factor Meals. Mom, I noticed that you're holding one. How do you even know what this is?
Because I have been eating this for months and months. This food here, like this one is the herb ricotta and beef ragu. There hasn't been a meal that they've given me that I haven't loved.
Factor Meals arrives fresh and ready to eat, perfect for any active lifestyle. With 45 weekly menu options, you could pick gourmet meals that fit your summer gains and goals. Choose from options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, and more.
I'm going to tell you something. This food is so great. I keep it in the refrigerator and I put it in the microwave for 2 minutes. I'm telling you, it is a gourmet food. It sounds like I'm doing a commercial.
Sometimes Dad calls me and says, Mom's eating Factor right now, and she's talking about it so much we should be filming a commercial.
I mean, their pastas and their chicken, the food is sensational.
Get started at factormeals.com/TYSO50 off and use code TYSO50OFF to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. I mean, come on, they got to be losing money on the deal. That's how confident they are.
The turkey and mashed potatoes.
That's code TYSO50 off at factormeals.com/TYSO50 off for 50% off plus free shipping. Factormeals.com/TYSO50 off. Dad, doesn't Mom love Factors?
She loves her Factors. Every time she eats her dinner, she goes, I would buy this in a restaurant.
I would.
It tastes so good.
Shall we?
Oh, it's great.
I'm advertising Cash App. I've heard about Cash App. People have asked who've owed me money, can I Cash App you? And I go, I don't got it. I got it now. I got it because they reached out to advertise with Take Your Shoes Off, and I decided to try it out. And it is extremely easy. There's no waiting. Your money is sent directly. It's secure and safe. Cash App has your back. If you're about to send money to a sketchy account or a scam, Cash App has your back. Have you ever sent money to the wrong person? I don't know, crypto or whatever it is? Cash App has your back. Maybe you've tried to cash out someplace and suddenly there's these new processing fees. Not with Cash App because Cash App has your back. For a limited time only, new Cash App users can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash. Cash App is safe, easy, and a fast way to send, receive, and transfer money to your family and friends. For real, there is no catch. Just download Cash App and sign up. Use our exclusive referral code, TYSO10, in your profile. Send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you'll get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Also, I'm going to be honest with you. It helps the podcast out if you sign up and use a referral code. Even if you don't want to use it, will you just kind of sign up? And if you're a fan of the podcast, just sign up and use a referral code. So they're like, oh, we want to keep advertising with Take Your Shoes Off. It'll help me out. Just sign up and use a referral code, TYSO10. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Are you feeling like maybe you need somebody to talk to, but you don't know who? Maybe you do have some friends or some family that's helping you out, but you feel like you're a burden, or you just need some, dare I say, expert advice. That's where therapy comes in. I've been going through some things that are hard and emotionally taxing that I've gone through before. And I've noticed, I'm handling this a lot better now. And I'm still affected by this, but it isn't lingering as long and it doesn't feel as all encompassing. But just understanding my why has really helped me kind of calm down, ground myself, and see the world bigger than the problems I'm facing in that particular moment. If you don't know how to find a therapist, BetterHelp is a great option because BetterHelp will match you with a clinical licensed therapist. And if you don't like that therapist, you could find a new one. It doesn't cost anything. You don't have to leave home. You could do it from your laptop or your phone, and it's very, very convenient. I love therapy. You probably know this if you watch my podcast. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/TYSO. That's BetterHelp.com/TYSO.
Hello. Hey, what's up?
Hi, Mike. What's going on?
Yeah, my comedy special's out now, so I wanted to see if you would be interested in watching.
Is it free?
Yeah, it's free now. I know times are tough.
It's good because times are tough and I'd like to watch it.
Maybe since it's a comedy special, you could watch it and then times won't be so tough.
Times won't be very tough if I watch this comedy special, but as long as it's free, right?
Yeah, it's free.
I guess the big thing would be what came first, the living thing or the cell, massive cell. It would be the massive cells. Again, it's easy.
Viewership just going right now, just going down. On YouTube, you could see the most rewound here is the most this is where they stopped watching. You can say anything you want now. We've lost.
Am I your worst guest?
No, that was
the
on me.
worst? Was that the worst 20 seconds of your podcast?
This is, I think, episode 306-ish. That was the worst 20 seconds.
Yeah.
But that was on me.
Absolutely. How am I doing? Am I good? Am I being a good guest for the most part? Okay, great. No, I mean, I'm an actor, so...
Aren't we all?
Shakespeare. I'm always about the moment, when I'm acting. So if it somehow, even if you're in a drama, there might be moments that are humorous that just happen.
Absolutely.
You got to let those happen. You can't be like, I'm in a drama and I can't. If something's going this way, block that from happening,
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I'm an extreme person. I think that I am, and then it was also partially a choice too. I remember when I was in acting school, I would think about my size, and I don't mean my body. I mean my presence, and I kept being I have to grow my presence.
Why? Did you watch a lot
because
of Denzel?
I felt, exactly. It was all Denzel. Thank you, Denzel.
Well, he has a huge presence.
He does. Very huge. I think every great actor, in a way, even if they're really subtle, have a huge presence. So even if they're...
So is that why you're I need to up my presence?
I just felt you're studying theater, so you got to fill that room.
Theater.
And in comedy, too, you got to fill that room.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be this small little thing. You have to deserve to be up there in front of this audience. Right?
Yeah.
Or you have to be broken and need to do that.
Well, no, I like what you're saying. You have to deserve to be there. Yeah.
You have to, you have to entertain, you have to.
Yeah, you don't want to waste everyone's time.
Yeah, exactly. It's obvious.
Yeah.
You have to be something that is worth watching.
Where
that they'll want to watch. Or at least...
How do you know if they want to watch you, though?
Or at least, you'll affect them in some way. So even if they don't want to watch you, they'll really not want to watch you.
Yeah. Well, then you're on the right podcast.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm in the right line of work. I mean, everybody, I don't think there's one person, no matter how loved they are, that there's not somebody who isn't I don't want to watch them. I don't like them.
But there are people who like Denzel. There are people that
is universally loved. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know how much of that is because of the person and their ability, or how much of that is because of the roles they get and the people that wrote and directed and edited it. But like at a certain point, once somebody is accepted as good, then the rest of the stuff that they do is seen at a level that would, if that was their first role, might not have been received so kindly. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that like Bryan Cranston could do no wrong to people now. He was great in Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
Great. He was great in Seinfeld. Those are the only two things I could remember him before Breaking Bad.
Right.
But now it's like he's an incredible, in other roles, he's an incredible actor, but in other roles you see him at, like whatever that James Franco movie was, I don't remember what it was. There was a movie with him, James Franco and what's her name? Anyway, like you see people and stuff that's like, oh, that's fine, but they're so beloved. And I think like you need to have a beloved role for you to be beloved.
You have to. Well, I was just talking about this. No, it's like, and I feel like this is where I'm at now as an actor, where I'm like mostly respected. You know, I have a few things that like people are fans of. A good amount of people are fans of me in.
Tell me what those things are that you feel, other than Stranger Things.
I think Fleabag and the other guys are the two most prominent things that I get taught. Maybe,
so great.
Maybe Love sometimes I get with
yeah. Shout out to Allison Jones.
You know, shout out to Allison Jones. Absolutely. I mean, totally love her. Very grateful to her. Anyway, but so like, yeah, that's I'm like known, but it's not like gone to that next like stratosphere type level yet.
Does that only happen if you're a leading man?
I'm pre-Breaking Bad, Bryan Cranston. No, I don't think so. I was actually talking about Pesci, right? Think the difference between Lethal Weapon 2 Pesci and Goodfellas Pesci, post-Goodfellas Pesci, very different.
Yeah, but
Goodfellas is what made him like.
Wait, Lethal Weapon 2 came
huge.
after Goodfellas, didn't it?
No, it didn't. It didn't.
Really?
No, Lethal Weapon 2 became, because I remember it so clearly, because I remember like being like, oh my God, this performance is so amazing in this movie. And then Goodfellas came out. I remember being like, oh my God, that's the actor from Lethal
When did
Weapon 2.
Goodfellas come out?
I think like it's either 88, 89, or 90.
And Home Alone was when? 93?
I think Home Alone came out after Goodfellas.
Yeah, I know, but Goodfellas was 1990.
Home Alone when?
90. Home Alone came out in November of 90, and Goodfellas came out September of 90.
Wow.
What a year. It's like Will Smith.
Yeah.
When
guy
did
had a big
My Cousin Vinny come out? 92 is my guess. Yep, 92. That's my favorite Pesci movie. That's one of my favorite movies.
My Cousin Vinny?
Yeah.
Yeah. Incredible. So, yeah. So it's like that. So what is it?
I'm
hoping to get my Goodfellas soon.
Do Goodfellas.
I'm going to remake Goodfellas. Play the Pesci role.
Why not? Do these remakes? Why not remakes? Get the IP and remake stuff in a very big way, you know? I think that'd be so fun.
Could you imagine if you remake Goodfellas? I wonder how, like, if anybody would say yes to that. If you want, there'd be somebody. Be like
anybody, meaning like who has
like
the rights, or like
studio
actors?
or something like that.
Well, yeah.
No, of course you can find actors.
You just need the right pitch. And it's Goodfellas, but not in the tone of Scorsese. It's Goodfellas in the tone of another genre.
Right. Goodfellas in the tone of what?
A musical.
Oh, well, Goodfellas the musical. I mean, totally.
Mm-hmm.
And tonally. That could be a thing. Do you think there would be like a lot of narration songs?
Oh, funny. Right.
But Goodfellas has been imitated many times.
Tonally.
In many ways, tonally. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's one of the most imitated films, probably.
The Other Guys I think is a top, I don't know if I could say top 10, but maybe I think it's one of the funniest comedies out there.
Yeah.
And I've had Rob Riggle on here. I've had Damon Wayans Jr. And you. I think those are the only three who were part of it.
Yeah.
And they both also said it was one of their favorite things that they worked on.
Yeah. Mine too. I'm very proud of it. And that was like, filming that was like two of the funnest days of my whole life. It was incredible. And whew, lot of laughing, crazy amount of laughter. And so much didn't make the cut, obviously. And it couldn't have, because it was it was just like, that's how those guys were working, was that you just throw so much against the wall. But really all of it was funny. It was really like, you were never like saying cut and was like, oh, that didn't really work. Like, it was like, we were so in sync. It was crazy. But that was the environment that Will and Adam McKay were like constructing there. That you were just like built to succeed. They really were so amazing at making you feel very comfortable.
How so? Do you have any specific examples? Something that I could learn?
I mean, I went in with like a really crazy choice, and I auditioned with that choice. What I auditioned with was what a lot of what you saw on screen. I just was like, this character is completely insane.
You probably think because of the beard that I'm really hairy, but I'm not. Shaved.
Alan!
Yeah, I mean, just to have to justify as an actor.
You wanted him to fuck your wife, right?
Yeah.
Who was it? Who was it? Will or Mark?
But I'm also just like used to, she fucks around on me a lot. Will. Because Will was her ex-boyfriend.
Right. Yeah, Will was
that's how they wound up there. Is that and then I kind of wanted to fuck Mark, I think.
Right.
There's definitely some of those undertones there. And
do you know Will outside of that movie?
Yeah. Very. I mean, now I do a lot better. But before, he produced this one-man musical of mine for Funny or Die Presents, which was this anthology show on HBO called 1000 Cats.
I don't know that, but Funny or Die Presents was massive.
Yeah. So
Gary Sanchez, right?
So him and Adam had the anthology show, and
you sang
I had
it?
this 17-minute one-man musical called 1000 Cats that was from a half-hour one-man musical that I've been performing live at UCB for like a really long time, where I'm in like cat ears and a unitard. And it's real. I mean, it's very polarizing, But Will loved that. So like, Will knew me from that.
Do you think that helped you get the role?
I think, yeah. And then Adam loved that too. I mean, Adam. Like,
so they both knew about it.
Adam, Will saw it after it had been filmed. I mean, Adam had to greenlight it. So I was performing before. You remember Death Ray, right?
No.
At UCB. And it was at M Bar before that. It became Bang Bang, Aukerman and BJ Porter's variety show. It was like the premier like alt comedy show in LA. And so always packed. And then Scott and BJ I asked them like, hey, Adam McKay wants to come and Harper Steele, who was the head of Funny or Die. They want to come and see 1000 Cats to see if it's going to be in the show. Because Jason Wolner, who's a comedy director, old friend of mine, he was asked what he wanted to do with the anthology series, like what things he wanted to do. He's like, one of the things I want to do is my buddy Brett's one-man musical 1000 Cats. So they were like, okay, well, let's see this.
Series was. I don't know what that is.
It was on HBO. It was just like a bunch of sketches.
Funny. That was when Funny or Die.
Funny or Die Presents.
Right. And then they had something on HBO where it went away.
It was their HBO show. Yeah. And so Jason said that to Harper, and Harper was like, oh, okay. And Harper came and saw it. And I performed it like before Death Ray, which is, was, you'd come and you'd see, I mean, there'd be like me performing there, but then, you'd have Louie and Patton and Sarah and, all these people performing there too. And then there was always like a half hour before. Anyway, Harper came and saw it, dug it, then was like, Adam's got to see it. And then Scott and BJ hooked me up and were like, I'm like, can I perform it next week too? So Adam McKay can come and see it and approve it. And then Adam came and saw it, and he dug it. And then it was in the show. Then we filmed it, and Harper was like, it's got to be 12 minutes though. Me and Jason were like, okay, no problem. And then we filmed it and it was 17 minutes long. Harper's like, I love it. It's fine. I don't think it needs to be cut down. Couple weeks go by. Harper calls me. She's like, okay, HBO hates this. They think it's too long. You either got to cut it up or cut it down. Because it's just
what is the difference? Cut it up means edit down
like it gets like split up like through the episode. So it's like a chunk and then another sketch and then a chunk and then another sketch, or it's got to be shortened. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I had never really had anything that was like mine that I felt proud of. I hadn't even really been in anything yet that I was proud of that had been on TV. I'd mostly just done commercials and some like, bullshit. And so I was like, yeah, okay, let's cut it down. And she was like, no. I still think that this is the perfect version of what it is. So
it's like 3 acts?
No, it's like, you should check it out. It's insane if you want to.
How do we see it?
You can, I don't know if it might be streaming on Max. I forget which. You can definitely, buy it on iTunes, but I think it might be streaming on Max. Okay. But I'm sure you can find it on YouTube somewhere, but you can also, I'm sure, buy the episode on iTunes or Amazon or something like that. For $3 or whatever it is. It's worth it.
Anyway, you heard it here first.
Or it's worth it because at least at the very least you'll have a reason to be angry that I tricked you into buying it.
Because that's your thing. You don't have to make people laugh. You just want to make them feel.
Exactly. That is the thing that I want the most. Anyway, so they're like and she was like, the only thing that I can see us doing is I send this to Will, who hasn't seen it yet. And I ask Will if he agrees with us. And if he does, Will can call HBO. And Will has enough, pull that obviously that he can tell them, hey, this is
Pote's.
This is how it
the
is.
Roxbury Will.
Yes.
Right.
This is like between Step Brothers and the other guy's Will.
I was being playful, like it's Will Ferrell.
Yeah. It's Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
And so it got sent to Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell dug it and then called HBO and said, this stays the way it is.
Just having Will watch something of yours at 17 minutes and then like, just watching it is so cool. And then
I still makes me like want to cry. It was just like, it really, the man's the king. Mm-hmm. The man's like, he is one of those people that you're saying, this is the funniest person of all time. And I mean, the support that man has given me through my career.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, my performance is very much what it is in the other guys because of Will.
Meaning
because
that he
of the
allowed
support. You. Yeah. And like that, just like the way in which we were doing that scene and which it was like this, it really felt like this group effort to make this scene as funny as it could be. Mm-hmm. And I'm nervous. It's like my first like big movie that I'm doing. I'm with the king of comedy and being directed by the other king of comedy. And like the way in which I come in and they're just like immediately supporting me like that. And also the hilarious shit that they were giving me to do too. That they were like, okay, try this, do this, do this, do this. And like, and if Will's one of those people that if he's laughing at you, it just injects you with so much confidence. It's like you feel like you're unstoppable. So that was also fueling me coming up with stuff too, in the moment and stuff like that, and just all of us. But like so much of the, the funniest shit is shit that Will and Adam were giving me. And so there was that. And then like I was in like Variety, I got the Variety 10 comics to watch thing. And then Will gave me my quote, So it was like all of these things, huh?
Do you remember what the quote was?
No, I don't remember it.
But I have it tattooed on my...
Yeah, I know. I have it. I should look it up. But
that feeling... Oh, go ahead. I'll remember.
Yeah, but it was like this guy who is the funniest person is, treating me in this way and and supporting me in this way. It's still me. I'm forever grateful to him. And I carry that with me.
The feeling that you said when Will is laughing at you, that you're unstoppable. Do you have, not maybe that exact feeling, but something similar to that? Have you felt that in other times in your work And if so, do you know why and at least when? Because I think of that feeling of like, I feel that way sometimes for right or wrong. I think of it like having the Mario star and like you can do whatever you want. Just, You're good. Run into the bad guys. They're going to die.
Yeah.
When do you ever feel that way other than that? Or is that the only time you've ever felt like that?
No, I've felt that way a lot, you know. I mean, when and sometimes it is self-generated too. You know, I'm like, oh, well, that was great work, what I just did.
But while you're in it, you feel it while you're in it, not after the fact.
In a way, I feel it while I'm in it. In a way, you know, you're focused on doing it. So I'm focused on doing it. So it's kind of different. You know, it's like surfing the wave.
But could you give me any examples of like when Will Ferrell laughs at you, it gets you up on the board, and you're riding the wave. Great, that makes total sense. Could you remember any other specific times and maybe the why?
I mean, you know, when I get accolades from anybody I'm working with that I respect, or you know, when I've you know, the Duffer Brothers or Phoebe Waller-Bridge or I mean, when I was doing Curb, I was really nervous, and like Larry breaks, you know, if he likes what you're doing. And so when Larry David was laughing at me, that was insane. You know,
tell me the self-generated ones.
Like, okay, for an example, in the second season of Fleabag, I had this big monologue that she rewrote that morning. And while I was filming another scene, I was memorizing that monologue, and the monologue was really intense.
I've seen the show.
Ever seen the show? It's like, it's this big monologue that I have that basically is sort of begging Sean Clifford, who plays my wife, the character, to not leave me. And I knew after I did that monologue, when I did it, I knew that like, wow, I just really, I didn't get scared or anything. You know, a lot of actors, you know, oh, I'm rewriting this huge monologue for you. They freak out
because you don't have enough time to learn it.
Exactly. And I was proud of myself mostly for not freaking out.
Why do you think you did so well?
The challenge, because I'm a professional.
That's fair.
And
is that why?
I take my not to get too pretentious, but I guess I am going to. I mean, I take my craft seriously. I have a craft of how I do things, and that's what it's there for. Is for moment, you know, partially therefore is for moments like that, and you got to roll with that. And I think like laying down to some fear is a complete self-sabotaging act.
Well, you have to, like you said earlier, and I connected with that. You said you have to earn your place there.
Yeah.
It's not you as a human being and who you are that doesn't get scared. It's you having the experience that you've had and being a professional that lets you not be scared anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you're good at this now.
I'm proud of lots of things that I've done that like haven't gotten accolades too. Like, you know, the film I did with my ex-wife, Lemon, and these 3 Adult Swim specials I did with Jason Wolner, these Brett Gelman dinner specials that we did. Like those things aren't really that well known.
What's the dinner special?
The first one was Dinner with Friends with Brett Gelman and Brett Gelman's friends. The second one was Dinner with Family with Brett Gelman and Brett Gelman's family. And the third one was Brett Gelman's Dinner in America. So the first one was like sort of just this thing about me mentally and physically torturing these dinner guests. The second one was this thing about family dysfunction. And the third one was about race, essentially.
Where are these?
They're on iTunes. You can buy them. I don't think that they didn't make the cut on Max of being streamed.
Do you want to do, when people do comedy and then they get older, we're a little bit older now. I'm almost 30.
Yeah.
And they tend to...
Happy birthday.
Thanks, man. You too, by the way. I forgot to say
30
that.
is great. I just turned 30 2 years ago.
Oh, you're 32?
Yeah.
I guess
31 and a half.
I could guess how old you are. I'm
How
really
old?
good at this.
Okay. Fuck.
Well, you're in your late 40s.
Okay.
And now, based the way you said okay, you didn't tip it to where you're not. I know how old you are now.
Okay.
I have an idea. I would. By the way you said okay, it made me zoom in a little bit. That you're probably, if you were 49, you would have said yes because you're still in your 40s. The way you said okay to late, so it's either you either turn 49 this year or next year. You're close to 49. Am I right?
You're right.
Okay. What's your favorite holiday?
I'd say Halloween.
Okay. October birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to be 49 this October.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing.
Thank you.
You could have also looked up my birthday.
I could have.
Do you think I should bring up the sketch group so you have a frame of reference?
No.
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 I don't like talking bad about other people, even if they're white supremacists.
That's a good policy. Yeah, I mean, like...
Because hearsay to me.
It is hearsay, and...
I believe it very well may be.
There's a lot of comedians who say a lot of offensive shit, now. But I don't think they should be canceled, I don't believe in... I believe change the fucking channel.
Do you think the Black Lady Sketch Show should have some white ladies in it?
No. No.
Okay.
I don't know. I never saw
okay.
I never saw it.
Interesting.
You
don't think that they're funny?
I don't know. I've never seen it. I'm sure they're funny.
Oh, yeah. Quinta Bronson.
Oh, Quinta.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was her thing.
Yeah.
Is she in it?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. I mean, yeah, Quinta's very funny.
I think it could have used some white women, but I get it. I get it. I do.
Well, you should write Quinta. I'm sure she would. It's not on anymore, but maybe if she wants to bring it back, she would.
I've talked to her about it.
You have?
She said there's a lot of really funny white women out there, but it's just they're not good enough.
Uh-huh.
No, it's good.
Jesus Christ.
It's just they're not good enough.
Yeah. No, I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Sketch is tough to be good, and when it's good, it's like, wow, good for you guys.
Usually if sketch succeeds, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not hard to believe, and I'm glad that the Black Lady Sketch Show did so well. It did well, right?
Clip it. Oh yeah, I think it did 2 seasons.
Yeah,
so it's got to have done okay.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
and now she's doing very well.
Yes,
with Abbott Elementary.
Also a good show.
Yeah, Tyler James Williams, love that guy.
Do you have anything that you like? How you wanted to get on Stranger Things that right now you're like, I want to get on this.
Yeah, I think it'd be amazing to be like on season. If there's a season 4 of The White Lotus, that'd be great. That'd be really cool. Yeah, I mean, I would totally do like a guest star on Last of Us. That'd be amazing.
But this is what I was getting at before about as people get a little bit older, they're not like, you're not saying comedies. Like people who are funny.
If there was a season 5 of Righteous Gemstones, I would want to be on that.
Got it.
I want to be on that. But it ended.
It did.
Yeah.
Do you feel that as you get older, the comedy doesn't come as easy because you don't have the same energy, and or the comedy has to change tone because you don't have that same energy? Is there something about the energy that you had when you were younger that you've noticed it comes down?
No.
Amazing.
Do you feel that way?
Yes. And I don't know if it's because I have less energy or I no longer feel it's worth expelling that type of energy for that type of thing.
I have the same amount of energy. I really can truly say this. I have an insane amount of energy. And no, I just think as far as being cast in comedies, I think there's less good comedy being made on TV and film right now than there was 10 years ago.
You blame the IP boom? Everything's remakes and
I don't know what I blame. I
do.
I mean, I do think that there's a lot of fear associated with comedy. And
from the
I think comedy is in this weird place that people were like sort of afraid of what to say. And so that was inhibiting some comedians. And then I think some bad comedians or comedians who have lost their way have used that as an excuse to just like be offensive. And like they care more about being offensive than being funny.
When are you offended?
When am I offended?
Yeah. And I want to say outside.
What does it mean to be offended now? I don't know if I'm easily offended.
Right? So if you ask anybody.
People upset me about what they say and piss me off.
Not what I'm asking.
But like offended?
Right.
I'm not like offended. I'm just like, that's fucking dumb.
Mm-hmm.
I see it as stupid, you know?
So who gets offended? I don't mean a people. I mean a person.
Like what type of person gets offended?
If you're in the comments here, I would love to know if you honestly, not you're offended for somebody else or for a bigger cause, but you yourself, I'm like, I feel offended. I'm curious what would have offended you. I don't understand. I do believe, but I don't understand how so many things are so offensive.
Uh-huh. I don't either.
So who's scared? The comedians or the artists? Are they scared, or the people that give them the platform?
I think it's a fucking mirage.
Right.
I think both can happen. I think that people listen to the fucking internet too much, and I think it's a bunch of people, you know, who are those offended people that are coming at people. Are mostly people with nothing better to do, and it's very easy, and it's just very easy to take 2 seconds to say I'm offended by this, and not think about it, and that includes not thinking about maybe I shouldn't say anything, and maybe I should just move on and watch something I like because I don't like this.
So it brings us back to the very beginning of this episode, where you say most people won't tell you if you hurt their feelings, but they will. Yell it.
I would much rather people tell me that I hurt their feelings.
Same.
Much rather. I fucking hate conflict avoidance. I'd much rather somebody go, you know what? Fuck you.
Dude, the energy you have right now with the way you said that and your posture. Yeah. You got presence, my friend. You even went down. You're like, you know, I fucking can't stand it. The fact that you're not chewing tobacco is weird to me. Spitting on my couch and me being like, awesome.
Let me inject you.
You know, would Wonder Woman or Gal Gadot work without Chris Pine?
Oh, well, yes, I think it would. I think it would have.
But jokes aside, Chris Pine is fucking fantastic in that movie.
Yeah.
I think he's such a movie star. I think he's an underrated movie star.
Totally. Is he underrated?
Who's putting Chris Pine
Does really well. I guess there's been a Pine dip.
It's been a Pine dip.
There was more Pine, but maybe that's what he wants. Maybe that's like he's sort of.
I think Tom Cruise is the ultimate movie star.
Okay.
And I think Tom Cruise does something that Mark Wahlberg does. I'm not putting him on the same level, but I think Mark Wahlberg is able to do action and is able to do comedy almost equally as well.
Uh-huh.
I think I'll watch a Mark Wahlberg movie. I don't even know what it is.
He's done great drama too. Boogie Nights is funny, but it is essentially a dramatic performance.
Sure.
Right?
I'm just saying whatever the genre is, Wahlberg could do it.
Okay.
Tom Cruise could do it.
Yeah.
Chris Pine could do it.
Okay. These are all three very talented people.
Yeah, but Mark Wahlberg, everybody knows who that is. If you just say the name. Tom Cruise, same. I don't think a lot of outside of the business, they would have they've seen Chris Pine. They'd recognize his face. If you say he's a Star Trek guy, they'd be like, oh yeah. I don't think enough people know who Chris Pine is. And I think that Chris Pine is underrated. You know what?
Maybe.
I'm a Chris Pine head.
No, maybe he needs that big role again. He needs that oomph.
You and Chris Pine need that thing. You need the thing to get you to where Chris Pine is now. And Chris Pine needs that thing to get him where Mark Wahlberg is now. And I think that might be waking up earlier and working out.
Right. For me?
No, Mark Wahlberg wakes up at like 4 a.m. and I was saying for Chris Pine.
Well, no, I need to get to where Mark Wahlberg is now. I'm going to bypass Chris Pine and get to where Mark Wahlberg is.
Do you think if you just got into a crazy fitness journey and documented it and got into crazy shape, it would help your career?
Maybe. It could also hurt my career.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I have no idea.
You wouldn't be as funny.
Yeah, and then also like I don't want to be. I like working out, and I like
But I'm talking like men's health shirt
like
off,
John Cena, or even just like Wahlberg.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why you were bigger than Wahlberg. Oh, you mean like Schwarzenegger in his prime?
I mean, Wahlberg picked me up over his head and like body slammed me on the couch while we were filming The Other Guys.
Didn't get used?
And no, because it was like sort of a prank. And he did it gently. He like lightly body slammed me in such a controlled way without hurting me that takes real strength.
I remember
because it was like basically like him like slowly lowering me to the couch. And I was like, this is a very strong man. Very, very strong man. I would not want to get in a tussle with Mr. Wahlberg.
I think I could beat him up.
Well, you should try.
Get him on the
see
phone.
How that goes. I don't think it's going to go well. I think Mark can scrap like you. I think he's another guy who's gotten in a lot of fights, I think.
Yeah, but has he ever scrapped that wasn't on a cardboard box? Go to a clip. See if you could find him breakdancing on a cardboard box. If not, you could keep this in and we failed.
Yeah. No, I want to. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for the next level. What can I say?
What is that? Is that a TV show?
I think that's everything, I think that's acting in TV, movies, and theater. I think that's directing and writing. I've always written, but I've yet to like direct my thing. Show running. And putting up a one-man show. It's a lot of stuff.
Do you want
and
kids?
My podcast I want to do well.
Do you want kids?
Yeah. I want to be a dad too. Do you want kids?
Yeah. Today.
Are you married?
I don't talk about other people. But no. I'm not. I don't.
It's plenty of time.
Yeah, once you turn 30, it starts to like you really gotta saddle up.
No, totally, man. Totally. Speaking as a 32-year-old.
Do you have guests on your podcast?
No.
May I make a suggestion to you?
What?
You just started your podcast earlier this year, February-ish.
Yeah. Have guests?
It's a better way to get people to find you.
Yeah.
You don't have to always have guests.
Did you used to not?
No. This is guest driven podcast.
Okay.
You don't have to, but make it easier, like on the thumbnail on YouTube or wherever it might be, to be introduced to people from people. Even now, a lot of the big podcasts that are still just the two hosts together, they still get guests in.
Yeah.
And you're new, and there's an online audience that exists that consumes stuff that is separate from movies and television. They're not exclusive to it, but like there are people that like, oh, this brings in a big YouTube audience or this brings in a big podcast audience.
Yeah.
And I think it would behoove you to consider having some of those people, in addition to going on other people's podcasts like this to promote it, just for the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah, totally. Definitely considering that.
Also, because, you guys are talking about uncomfortable things, to have another person there, not in triangulation as much as just even if the game would be like you do it in front of a live audience and that live audience is a guest every time.
Yeah.
And they're just listening to this. And then every now and then they chime in or you ask them.
Yeah. No, I mean, absolutely. Keeps us focused too. Because a lot of times we're just riffing and stuff like that. And today we were actually talking, we're like, oh yeah, we gotta eventually you're gonna have to plan more in order to have the same level of quality.
Because
and
it's
it
the
just
same,
doesn't
the
get
same
like
two people.
Yeah, exactly. And so, guests will help add to that, but mostly because of the algorithm.
Yeah, it's also like you said, you need lots of segments, and you need
and we
a lot
like
more
people,
plan.
and we like people.
Yeah. So it's a little. I think podcast stuff all the time, and just I think when people are starting a podcast, that it's important that people find you.
Yeah.
You know, like it's part of the superficial strategy of it.
Yeah. No, totally. People are not finding us.
Yeah.
And they should. It's fun. It's a great time, our show. I wouldn't be doing it she wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't.
Neurotic and exotic. What is it called again?
Neurotica. Neurotic and exotic.
That's what it is, right? The exotic.
No, neurotic and erotic.
Oh, yes. I said exotic wrong.
Yeah,
but that's what I was thinking. The books, whatever the books are, that's sexual.
Yeah. Erotica. Yeah, exactly.
Well, this was cool, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah. Do you smoke weed?
Not that much anymore.
Do you eat it?
No.
Okay.
It was making me too insane.
How so?
It took a turn. It just started making me like, not while I was on it, but like the week after, too neurotic. Yeah, shit starts to go
You
nuts.
strike me as somebody who I'd like to get high with.
We can get high sometime. Yeah.
Well, not if it's going to fuck you up.
Not today. No, it won't fuck
No, but I was going to say on the podcast, it would be fun. Once somebody has come on the podcast and they're part of the TYSO universe.
Yeah.
I often think about like, come back on with just you, but like, it would be fun to have like you, me, and another buddy getting stoned and just doing bits and stuff.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Also, we don't have to get stoned.
No, I could do that.
But I want to get stoned with you.
Yeah. We'll get stoned sometime.
I only do edibles now. I don't smoke.
Okay. Yeah. How much milligrams do you take at one time?
5 sometimes, but 2.5. Really not much.
See, that was the thing. See, I was like taking like 10 to 20.
Would 5 do anything for you though?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I haven't in a while.
Yeah, I like to get and also sometimes I have it where other guys. I don't think I've ever been high with a girl on here. But other guys, when they smoke and I don't, but when I take an edible and then there's some smoke around and I'm getting some of the smoke and then it gets higher than I normally do.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
I probably would smoke.
Great.
I probably would smoke because I don't know.
Smoking's cool.
Smoking affects me less intensely than edibles.
Hurts my throat.
Yeah. I mean, you can't do it all the time. Yeah, but yeah, I would totally get high with you.
But at the end of the day, if Gal Gadot didn't have Chris Pine, I'm just saying.
You're gonna go to bed with this. I'm not gonna say the grave.
It's too dark. I think that Chris Pine was the best part of that movie.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well,
that's your opinion.
Yeah. That's my political thing. I think Chris
really
Pine was the best part of.
What if this got you in serious trouble?
Well, I think Wonder Woman was a fantastic movie. And I think the director of Wonder Woman, who I know her name, but do you?
Patty Jenkins.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think Patty Jenkins is fantastic.
Did a phenomenal job. And Gal did a phenomenal job.
Absolutely.
Gal.
But Chris Pine, whether he was supposed to or not, was both the comedic relief and a big part of the action in the love story.
Absolutely.
So
he did. That's why he was cast.
Yeah. So that role was gifted to him.
Yeah.
That role was meant to be.
He earned it as well. He earned it.
Yes.
As Gal also earned Wonder Woman.
Because of the Fast and the Furious franchise.
Because she's a movie star. And she's incredibly talented and, beautiful and all of that. And has that Wonder Woman vibe.
She does have
and the
Wonder
way
Woman
that Christopher Reeves has the Superman vibe.
Are you excited about the new Superman?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, totally.
I am.
I like James Gunn. I think he's going to do some cool shit with that. So I am very excited about that.
And David Cornsweet?
I don't remember the name of the person who's playing him.
I didn't know him until this movie, but I'm really excited to see him.
Yeah. No, I mean, James Gunn knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So
you think I should get Superman on this podcast?
Yeah.
What do you think? Of course. Should we dress him up as Superman?
Will he?
He's a theater kid at heart.
If he's down.
In a costume though, not
but
like his.
You asking him to do it might make him not want to do the podcast.
Saying, hey, will you come on the podcast but dress up as Superman in a child's Halloween Superman costume? And for him to respond, sure, I'll do it, but I'm bald now.
If you do it as like a joke, then you present it as a joke and maybe he takes you seriously and then he does it.
I bet you I'm going to get Superman on here.
Okay.
And he'll wear a costume.
How much you want to bet?
What odds will you give me?
I think it's
both getting him and getting him to put on a Superman costume.
Getting him?
And a Superman costume.
Getting him, I think it's like 70-30 yes. For you.
Oh, you think there's a 70% chance that Superman will come on this podcast?
Yes. I believe in you.
Okay.
I believe in you. This is a great podcast. You're a talented guy.
Thanks. Now we'll put it on the costume.
Are those your awards for the podcast? What is that award?
This is an award for As We See It, a television show that I was on.
Oh, okay.
And this is an award that they made me that was a silly one that was, they said, a best podcast host of all time.
Love it.
Thanks.
Then I think it's a 30% chance, no, 20% chance that you get him to wear the Superman
So you'll give me
outfit.
5-1 odds.
Yeah.
How much? What's the most you'll bet?
$5.
So I'm walking away with $25?
Yeah.
Deal.
Okay. You let me know. Let me know.
So if Superman comes on within, we'll say, I guess, the movie comes out in July, so by end of August.
Yeah.
And he comes on and wears a costume, Superman costume, you owe me $25.
Yeah.
If he comes on and he doesn't wear a costume, do I owe you full $5?
No, you can keep it. It's my gift to you. My thank you.
And if he doesn't,
but you have to
on,
let me
$5.
know that he didn't.
Okay.
But I will
I'll
pay
be
you.
Embarrassed.
If he comes on in a Superman costume, I will pay you.
Okay. Dude, this was fun.
Yeah.
Neurotica on wherever you could get them,
Yeah.
as well as YouTube.
Yeah.
You might not see it in your algorithm yet until he starts getting some guests on there.
Yeah.
Get Will Ferrell.
Mm-hmm.
Get Will Ferrell.
I know. That would be amazing. Get you. Have you on.
Yeah, when your numbers go up.
Right.
When you get your numbers up.
Of course.
No.
That goes without saying.
If you ever want me on, it would be a pleasure.
Yeah.
I would also be happy to introduce you. I'm sure you know more people than me, but in the podcast world,
please
get some podcast people on there because you're so funny and nobody will see your podcast until they discover it.
Yeah.
Like if Millie Bobby Brown, am I saying it right?
Millie Bobby Brown, yeah.
If she started a podcast, and she was a guest on a podcast, people would watch it. If the other people who everyone recognizes I don't know if people would. It doesn't translate unless you're a big star.
I feel like they're big stars though.
I'm talking about if you're like Paul Rudd, then they'll see it.
Right.
If you're the guy, one of the guys from Stranger Things, it's a different world over there.
I don't want to get into analyzing the fame level of my castmates. I feel like they're all pretty famous.
Nope.
You don't think so?
Nope. A couple of them asked to come on this podcast. I said, "Which one is this?"
Which ones?
Yeah, which ones? Is that the skinny white one now? Is that the one who I think is gay now, or is it the one that has the good hair that's mean?
Okay. No. Are you a fan of the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm being I was being serious about what makes a podcast.
I'm with those
amazing.
When I'm with any of those guys though, it's like hanging out with the most famous people I've ever.
I'm saying fame to translating to people that wanting to watch them on a podcast. It's not the same thing.
Interesting.
They don't care.
Right.
They don't care how famous somebody is unless they grew up watching.
So
them.
why Millie? Why Millie?
Because that's a different level of fame. Because and I'll tell you why. Because young women love her. Not that so many people don't.
Right.
But that would bring in a huge young woman audience. Another thing about young women, they're not huge podcast consumers.
Right.
They're not.
Right. Young women aren't?
No.
Interesting.
No. I mean, my podcast is probably 30% women who are between 22 and 35, like hot, really hot. And then there's like 30% like socially awkward, neurodiverse people. And then there's the unfortunate other 40% of podcast consumers, which are just people that just hate women and Jews and watch this just to make fun of me.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the truth, man.
That's your breakdown? Are you serious?
Not about the statistics, no, but there are a lot of podcast consumers that are mean people.
Oh, yes, of course. No, the internet is a bastion of hate. Absolutely. New media is you are dealing with.
Hey, it ain't even new media anymore.
No.
Now it's media. Everything else is old media.
Yeah, no, totally. And it is filled with insane hate.
But you know why? It's because those people
have nothing to do.
Are anonymous.
Cowards. Yeah, exactly.
When if I said, let's get this over with, and your feelings were hurt, you wouldn't tell me. However, if I said, let's get this over with, and you were in the comments, you'd be like, this fucking loser is so mean and rude.
Yeah, totally.
That's why I think content is changing to appeal not to the masses, but to the anonymous.
That's dangerous.
Yes, it is.
I think that the anonymous need to be alienated and need to not be listened to.
Well, do you remember?
Because I think that they're actually a very vocal minority.
I agree.
And by treating them as the majority, that's why we're getting into the problem.
And that's why I asked you to come on this podcast.
It's just
that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. It's the loud minority.
Yeah,
you know who we're talking about. Mean people on the internet.
Yeah. Yes.
Or
exactly.
as you refer to them.
No, it's an ideology. It's an ideology. It's an ideology.
Yeah.
In all seriousness.
That's why it's important that we don't just look at ourselves as entertainers, but people who condition people to accept who they are so they don't have to project hate onto people that are different than them.
You want to criticize, okay. You want, do it in an intelligent way, but
how would you criticize me or this podcast that we've done today in an intelligent way? Whoa. Okay.
Did that come off really aggressive?
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Rick Glassman. Is there anything else you want to plug?
Wait, hold on.
Oh, bro, stop. Don't worry. We're bleeping all of this stuff, but that's not going to come across as nice.
Yeah.
Anything you want to plug?
Neurotica.
Right.
You can buy my book, The Terrifying Realm of the Possible.
You have a book?
I do. It came out a year ago.
The Terrifying Realm of the Impossible.
Of the Possible.
What's the difference? It's really just up here, right?
Exactly.
What's your book about?
It's 5 characters, and
it's a short book.
And it's like a bunch of short stories over that. There's 5 stories per character, and it's
an anthology.
In a way, yeah, it's a book of short stories.
When you said 5 characters, I was thinking the book is just the word.
It's very
hello.
darkly funny and surreal at times, and it's what you would. If you know me, it's what you would expect me to write, but it's also surprising.
Is it on tape?
Yeah.
Do you narrate it?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, that I could get into.
You can get the audiobook. Absolutely.
On Spotify.
Yeah, probably.
I've been listening to audiobooks on Spotify.
Yeah, love it.
Cool, man.
Yeah, man. And then Stranger Things is going to be coming out.
We don't know when.
Don't know when.
You
but
don't
watch
or
that.
they don't?
I don't. And I don't know if they don't. They don't tell me that stuff.
When does Stranger Things season 5 come out? Well, there's no specific date yet. Sometime in the year. Oh, looks like we're out of time. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to take a Polaroid picture of you. Theme music.
I love it.
If you could just give a whole bunch of reaction shots now. So as I'm telling that story, I didn't notice those reactions, so the pace stayed exactly what it was. But just give a whole bunch of, or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Big that I should have. Thank you. Could you give me some in the context of engaged in the story?
I am engaged. I am engaged. Your story's making me come. What's more engaging than that?
Blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh yeah.
Skeleton.